exciting video. Now, in this video, let's paint the picture. Mom dated two friends, and the dad that she selected to be the father of the child, he doesn't even remember signing acknowledgement of paternity, meaning he doesn't remember signing the birth certificate. Let's see how the judge ruled, because in this case, it could be a little fraudulent. So let's carry on. Let's dive into it. Make sure you subscribe, comment, like. We're on the road to 6,000 subscribers. Don't hesitate to like my channel. We on the road to victory.
Did you sign this document when Alana was born?
I do not recall signing that document.
Is this your signature?
I do not write like that, no ma'am.
Do you believe that it is in Alana's best interest for the court to order genetic testing?
Absolutely not.
Sir, are you represented by a lawyer?
Not right this second. He turned around and told me that he doesn't think he needs to step in until I find out that if I have any criminal charges against me in this case.
What would make you think this case would have anything to do with any criminal charges?
Ma'am, we can't see you, so please be mindful that you have your right hand up. It's often something people get wrong.
I have my right hand up.
The whole truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Judge, the state has filed a suit affecting the parent-child relationship with an acknowledgement of paternity for the child Alana Faith Padgett. Mr. Padgett is here today asking for genetic testing for the child.
And before you begin, actually, let me just go through some housekeeping. First is I'm an associate judge. You probably saw this in the waiting room. And you do have the right to a de novo hearing regarding any decision made by me. You may proceed.
Mr. Padgett, have you been able to review a copy of the acknowledgement of paternity that the state has filed with its pleadings?
What is that? Are you talking about like the paper that says like where like the paper that they said that I was sent? Oh yeah, the guy showed me that.
Did you sign this document when Alana was born?
I do not recall signing that document.
Were you present when Alana was born on?
Yes, ma'am.
January 18th, 2021? Were you present at her birth?
Yes, ma'am.
Is this your signature?
I do not write like that, no ma'am.
Okay. Do you have any idea whose signature it might be if it's not yours?
I mean, she could have signed it for me.
Ma'am, if
Ma'am, ma'am, I just said, please don't interrupt. Do you have a legal objection you're making?
No.
Okay, you'll get a chance, but right now he's being asked questions. Ms. Laskowski, you may proceed.
Yes. Mr. Padgett, why are you asking for genetic testing for Alana today?
Because when we first started talking, I know that she was messing around with a friend of mine also. And I mean, we lived in two different places, and she kind of was, anyways, I went through her phone one time and she got mad about it because she was sending nudes to another guy and everything like that. Sorry if that's not like court talk and stuff, but I mean, it was multiple times throughout the relationship and everything like that. So, I mean, I just feel like it's a possibility, chance that it is not my kid.
Does Alana know you as, yes, does Alana know you as her father?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Have you ever met Alana?
Yes, ma'am. Okay. When she was like a little baby.
When was the last time you saw Alana?
Probably 2021. No, ma'am. She has no idea who I am. Okay. Unless the mother shows her pictures of me and says, "This is your dad," she has no idea who I am.
Pass the witness, Judge. Is there a possibility that someone other than Mr. Padgett could be Alana's father?
Absolutely not. In fact, when they bring the paperwork into you at the hospital after a child is born, they sit there and watch you sign it, so you can't forge someone else's signature.
Okay. All right. That wasn't really my question. Is there a possibility that someone other than Mr. Padgett could be Alana's father?
Absolutely not.
Okay. Did you see Mr. Padgett sign this document, sign the acknowledgement of paternity?
I absolutely did. Yes, ma'am.
Do you believe that it is in Alana's best interest for the court to order genetic testing?
Absolutely not.
Why not?
He has not been present in her life since she was a baby, and we are in the process of signing relinquishment of rights papers. So either way it would go, he's relinquishing his rights. I have text messages from him openly admitting that he knows that she's his by blood on June 24th of 2021. And the date that he last saw her is March 11th of 2022, when he was living in my home and we got into an argument and I kicked him out, and that's when he moved back to Mississippi. And I have all of those messages that I can give to the court as well if they need them.
Okay, so it was 2022.
So are you talking to someone else during this
No, I
hearing?
was talking to myself. No, ma'am.
Okay, just making sure.
No,
A lot of people try to have
there's
side
clearly
conversations.
nobody. I'm in my company truck. There's nobody here.
Okay.
Ms. Vanover,
Yes, ma'am.
would Alana recognize Mr. Padgett?
No, ma'am.
Does she know Mr. Padgett as her father?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Does she know him at all?
No, ma'am. He hasn't. That was March. So when she was 4 weeks old, and I have all of these messages as well that I can present. When she was 4 weeks old, he told us that he was going out of town for work and he moved and did not come back. June of that year, so that would have made her about 6 months old, I went to Mississippi where he was residing in Biloxi, Mississippi, and tried to allow him to have visitation with her. We ended up getting back together. He moved back to Texas into my home, and he was there until March of 2022 when we got into an argument and he left again. So at that point, she was barely a year old. So she doesn't know anything about him. I have pictures of them. I have pictures of him cutting the umbilical cord at the hospital. At the visit when 4th of July, I took her to see him when all he was doing was drinking alcohol and partying the entire time. I have recordings and pictures of all of it. She doesn't know him. And he and I have spoke on multiple occasions, and he wants to relinquish his rights. I have all of those messages as well that I can present to the court if they need them.
All right, that's not relevant to the matter at hand today. Pass the witness, Your Honor.
I have one question, Ms. Vanover. Last time this case was reached out for everyone to hire lawyers, and you used the word relinquishment. Have you hired a lawyer, and have they filed anything?
Mr. Padgett has spoke to an attorney, and that attorney has reached out to me.
Sir, are you represented by a lawyer?
Not right this second. He turned around and told me that he doesn't think he needs to step in until I find out that if I have any criminal charges against me in this case. But he is fully aware that of the relinquishment of rights, has spoken with her on, I think, possibly 2 different occasions, and everything like that. So, I mean, I have him here. I mean, not here, but I mean, I have him waiting for me to say, hey, let's go ahead and do the paperwork. He just said that he doesn't want to move forward until I find out if I have any criminal charges against me in this case.
Sir, what would make you think this had anything to do with this case would have anything to do with any criminal charges?
Because the part of back child support, sometimes when you get back child support, they issue like a warrant for your arrest and stuff like that. So he wanted me to make sure that none of that was in place before he moved forward with it.
So this is an establishment action.
That and the paperwork, it just said child support. So I didn't know exactly what it was, but like she had previously stated, like, yes, we have talked about it and everything like that, and it's set to move forward as soon as I know. Like I said, as soon as I tell him, like, look, there's no criminal charges, we can move forward with the relinquishment of rights, and then he'll go ahead and pull the paperwork for me.
Okay, I don't think they were served with the pleading, so he might not have a copy of the pleading.
No, ma'am. The only thing I have is a letter that got sent to me in the mail saying I had a Zoom meeting for this, and I told him about it. I've even cam scanned it and emailed it over to him and everything else like that. And he looked over. He's like, "Look, go to the court date, find out what's going on, make sure there's no criminal charges against you or anything like that, and then we can move forward. We can proceed with the relinquishment of rights and the adoption on her part with the new wife."
Okay, I'm going to grant the genetic testing. When would you like to reset this case for?
Are you talking to me?
No, I'm talking to Ms. Laskowski. Let's
We
do
could
June 3rd.
We could do May 22nd. I'm not sure if that's enough time.
Let's
to get
make sure
them
we have
scheduled.
enough time so we're not unnecessarily resetting cases.
I agree.
You think June 3rd will be enough time to get everyone swabbed?
Yes, Judge. June 3rd will be fine.
Resetting the case for June 3rd. A few things for the next setting. One, ma'am, since this seems like it's going to be contested, if you can please download the Zoom app so you can fully participate in any hearings and see what's going on. I would greatly appreciate that. I find when people are on the phone, they can't see what's happening. There's often a lot of silence. People seem to get frustrated and confused. Also, if I'm dealing with issues of visitation or custody, I like to be able to see people's faces. So for the next setting, if you could please have that downloaded and ready to go, I would appreciate that.
So yes, June 3rd at 8:30, Judge.
June 3rd at 8:30. And the state's going to draft that order and send it to y'all to DocuSign for and sign off on. And they'll move you back to the break. But thank you for coming.
Okay, you clearly see that she got, I'm going to use the word knocked up. She got knocked up by one of the most incompetent dudes. He couldn't even formulate a sentence. And now what he would like to do is relinquish rights of a child that he brought into this world. In my opinion, it's a poor piece of work. Now he's trying to say he don't remember signing. He don't know if this is a subpoena for an arrest. He don't know anything. He haven't even seen the child in 2 years. Just a bad set of circumstances. But nevertheless, this is Antonio with Team Tiggio. Leave it in the comments. How do you feel about this case? Once again, I thank you for all my new subscribers. I thank you for all the OGs that has been on the channel for a while. Leave it in the comments. Subscribe.